What's really good? Welcome back. Study the Bible, not the sermon. It's the boy LOCKSMIF, because knowledge is the key. And we talking about rounding up the God is Love season. And this next few segments is God is love, but Jesus is a hater. So I want to read Proverbs 6 and 16. Actually, I want to read 17 because I already said 16. The first thing we're going to talk about today is, we on the third thing actually, right? The third one, which is hands that shed innocent blood, right? So we talked about a proud look, a lying tongue, and now we're on hands that shed innocent blood, right? Another thing that God hates. God hating, right? And so I want to tell you a little story. I'm going to give you the premise and we're going to jump into it. The story is about Joshua. And Joshua and the Israelites, children of Israel, he took over from Moses. They were supposed to go in and take over the land. And matter of fact, I think I want to just read it. I'm having my reader read it though. This Exodus 34, and this is what was supposed to happen when the children of Israel got to the promised land. All right, go ahead and read it.
Observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. Right,
so he goes on to say that they supposed to tear down the altar, tear down the house, burn down everything, kill everything. And the purpose of this was, of course, because they would take you away from the Most High. And so it says you're not supposed to make a league. And so if you go now, the story with the Gibeonites goes that the Gibeonites came from Gibeah, which is in what we now call Palestine, Israel, and they made it look like they came from a far country. They put on old clothes and ragged shoes and brought stale bread and old wine sacks, and made themselves look destitute, and came and wanted to make a league with Joshua. And Joshua and the people, instead of consulting the Lord to wonder why these random people want to make a league right after the Lord told you not to make a league, he ended up swearing. And you can't swear because you swear before the Lord. That's what it is. So he swore, and then the pact was made. And then it was revealed later, of course, that these were children of the land, and they still couldn't kill them. They couldn't do any of that stuff that he just read. And so they ended up chilling, right? Now, in the process of time, the first king of Israel, Saul, right, he was going through some issues with Israel and with God, and didn't do some of the things that God said he should do. And so the people was starting to turn on him, and in an effort to appease the people, Saul, and this is many years later, went and killed the Gibeonites, right? Because originally the Lord had said that he wanted them to do it, and so he figured he was fulfilling that long lost word, and it appeased the people because, I don't know, I guess the Gibeonites was coming up, I don't know, right? And so at that point is that happens in the process of time, right? The Lord remembers it, and just because it didn't come right away, King David ends up taking the throne, right? So now we're past the days of Saul. He's been dead and gone, and now David is on the throne, and then this happens. So now what we want to do is we want to flip to 2 Samuel chapter 21, and we want to pick this up with King David on the throne, and go from there. So 2 Samuel chapter 21 verse 1, when you get it, go ahead and read it.
2 Samuel 21.
Yes, sir.
Then there was a famine in the days of David 3 years,
so it's a famine.
Year after year.
Okay.
And David inquired of the Lord, and the Lord answered, It is for Saul and for his bloody house, because he slew the Gibeonites.
So this is after King David has been on the throne, and he says, it's a famine in the land, And he goes and inquires of the Lord, because that's what a servant's supposed to do, to find out what's up. And he said it's for the Gibeonites. And so he said, well, what should we do? And the Lord gave him the obvious answer, obviously.
And the king called the Gibeonites and said unto them, Now the Gibeonites were not of the children of Israel, but of the remnant of the Amorites. And the children of Israel had sworn unto them. And Saul sought to slay them in his zeal to the children of Israel and Judah. Wherefore David said unto the Gibeonites, What shall I do for you? And wherewith shall I make the atonement, that ye may bless the inheritance of the Lord? And the Gibeonites said unto him, We will have no silver nor gold of Saul, nor of his house, neither for us shalt thou kill any man in Israel. And he said, What ye shall say, that will I do for you. And they answered the king, The man that consumed us, and that devised against us, that we should be destroyed from remaining in any of the coast of Israel.
So basically what's happening here is King David's having a conversation with the Gibeonites, who were some of the people were killed by the king. And he said that they said we don't want anything from you. The guy that came and he tried to destroy us, and they're continuing on. Go ahead and read.
Let 7 men of his sons be delivered unto us, and we will hang them up unto the Lord in Gibeah of Saul, whom the Lord did choose. And the king said, I will give them. So the
Gibeonites said, we want 7 of his sons, and when we get them, we're going to hang them. And we're going to hang them in the town that Saul came from. That's why I say Gibeah of Saul, because that's what Saul, one of the places that he lived. Right, I'm not really sure if he was actually from there, but that's one of the places he had a house. Right? Go ahead, pick it up.
But the king spared Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because of the Lord's oath that was between them, between David and Jonathan, the son of Saul.
So, out of all his sons, David saved one of them because of an oath he made. Right? And then you want to break that oath because he'd have been doing the same thing King Saul had did. And so the point here is that people who shed innocent blood, Lord hates you. Just like that. Okay? Of course, hopefully you repent in time. But, you know what I'm saying, in the meantime, in between time, before that, hate. He don't love the sinner, hate the sin. No, he hate you if you help to get an innocent person killed. Straight up and down. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll be back at it. A couple more episodes and we out of here. Alright, God is love, but in this case, Jesus is a hater. 1